Sergeant Ram kindly ring the quorum bell and tell the honorable member who just left. Immediately after the prayer, a member left, which I think should be told to come back.
Honorable Speaker, the quorum has been attained.
Okay, thank you, honorable member, and I request that all the members to remain within the chambers until we dispense the business at hand today. Clerk, kindly take us through the prayers in the order.
Order number 1, administration of oath. Order number 2, communication from the chair. Order number 3, messages. Order number 4, petitions. Order number 5, papers.
Before you take on the floor, honorable member, I have a petition to Bomet County Assembly on decentralization of public participation to ward level. which has been addressed to the clerk, Bomet County Assembly. We, the undersigned residents of Bomet County, draw the attention of the County Assembly of Bomet to the following. Whereas 1, the Constitution of Kenya 2010, Article 174C and D establishes devolution to enhance self-governance and promote democratic and accountable exercise of power, including citizen participation in decision-making. 2, the County Government Act 2012 provides a legal framework for decentralization of county services and governance, specifically Section 48, which provides for decentralization of services to the ward and village level, and Section 115, which mandates public participation in county planning and development. 3, development, planning, and implementation in Bomet County have largely been decentralized to the ward and village levels. 4, public participation forums are rarely conducted at the ward level as required by law, limiting effective citizen engagement. 5, the lack of adequate ward level participation. Public participation has contributed to poor prioritization of development projects and a high number of stalled projects in villages. 6, effective public participation at the ward level is essential for transparency, accountability, and sustainable development. Whereas 7, whereas the Bomet County Public Participation Act 2019 provides a comprehensive framework for effective, inclusive, and structured public participation. 8, whereas these mechanisms have not been fully operationalized, particularly at the ward and village level, levels. Therefore, we petition the County Assembly of Bomet to 1, require the County Executive Committee to decentralize all public participation forum to the ward level. 2, develop and approve a clear county framework for ward level participation, public participation. 3, allocate adequate budgetary resources to facilitate ward level public participation. 4, strengthen the role of ward and village administration. 5, review development projects approved without proper ward level public participation. 6, require periodic reporting to the County Assembly. And your petitioners shall ever pray. Petitioners' details: name Gideon Kemei, ward Longiza, sub-county Bomet East sub-county. It has been signed on 25th March 2025. Yeah, that's the petition which Assembly has been petitioned, and I commit this petition to petition committee, and they should be able to dispense on this within 60 days. Chair, petition, kindly acknowledge receipt of this information.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. On behalf of my committee on county petitions, I commit that we will work on the said petition within the provided time frame. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Honorable Eric, you can proceed under order number 5.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I wish to table the following report. Report on the County Assembly delegation to visit to the Parliament of Victoria and New South Wales in Australia. Honorable Speaker, I beg to table.
Yeah, kindly table. the report which has been tabled by Honorable Eric, I committed to Committee on House Business and Rules so that it can be slotted for this House to deliberate on the same. Thank you. Clerk.
Order number 6, notices of motions. Order number 7, questions and statements. Order number 8, motion.
Honorable Speaker, I beg to give the following notice of motion. Maybe Madam Clerk went a bit quick. I want to give the following notice of motion. That I beg to give the following motion, Honorable Speaker, that this County Assembly notes the report on the County Assembly delegation visit to Parliament of Victoria and New South Wales, Australia, from December 2nd to 10th December 2025. I beg to table the following with the same motion, Honorable Speaker.
Yes, kindly table. Yeah, the motion will be considered by House Rules and Business Committee for deliberation in this Honorable House. Clerk.
Order number 8, motion.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I had already moved this motion on a sitting held on 12th March 2026 at 2:30 p.m. and it was seconded by Honorable Evelyn Sang. The report is on the Committee of Labour and Public Service for the annual report of the County Public Service Board for the year ending 31st December 2024. The report basically highlights the activities undertaken by the County Public Service Board on the calendar year ending 31st December 2024. And one of the requirements of the County Governments Act Section 59, number 17 of 2012 is that the County Public Service Board should submit the report to the County Assembly by 31st December of every calendar year. I had already read the report, and members had requested time to go through the report, which I believe they have done so since they have had about three weeks to go through the report. I just want to urge the members to adopt this report so that the County Public Service Board can go through the recommendations of the committee and adopt them. Thank you.
The motion had already been proposed, so the floor was open for debate. Yeah, so any member who would wish to contribute, the floor is now open.
Honorable Speaker.
Honorable Eric.
Yes, Honorable Speaker, I know because of the many engagements that happen sometimes in the House, and some members may not have had a privilege to listen through when the motion was moved. Maybe I would indulge your wisdom in maybe probably allowing the motion mover to, because I know it's an issue that we ought to contribute to this motion. but maybe probably with your own discretion. I know it is not in the norm that maybe the mover of the motion would still be allowed to make a point, but if it is within your purview, Honorable Speaker, you could as well allow the motion mover to probably delve into the motion that they moved, so that it helps the members understand what the motion the motion that had been moved, and probably or even the second of the motion, so that the members can be able to jog the memory on the issues that they needed to raise on the motion. Honorable Speaker, that is my concern on the same, because I know because of the so many overlapping issues, somehow maybe out of so many issues, maybe it's dropped off the memory. So you can allow the second of the motion to just give the details of the motion, then maybe probably we can support or maybe shoot it down if need be.
Okay, thank you. Honorable Nathan.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I rise to support the motion moved by Honorable Plenary. Honorable Speaker, the importance of the report is that at least for us, we have been able to know the employments that were made in that financial year. We were also able to know the court cases. I know we have been having so many challenges as a county that whenever the county advertises positions, we normally have challenges, especially when people visit or go to court to block the recruitment. We also have the issues of those employees who are on contracts before. And Honorable Speaker, those people, when their contracts elapsed, most of them went to court, and that one has been able to block new recruitments, Honorable Speaker. So by adopting this report, it will also be able to guide the board on how to go ahead with the recruitment that they were supposed to do some years back, Honorable Speaker. So I urge honorable members that we adopt this report so that it will guide the Public Service Board on the recruitment, Honorable Speaker. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Honorable Nathan, for contributing. Following the request made by Honorable Eric, I can allow the motion mover to highlight on the recommendations so that members can be aware of what was contained in your report. Kindly use very few minutes to highlight on key areas, especially what you observed and the recommendation you made. Kindly.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I want to go to the main activities undertaken by the board in that calendar year. And one of the main activities is appointment of persons to hold offices in the County Public Service Board. In the calendar year, the board recruited 29 people, which comprises of 1 architect, 2 architectural assistant, 2 assistant quantity surveyor, 2 persons, quantity surveyor assistant 3, 2 persons were recruited, land valuer 2, 3 persons, ICT officer 1, 5 people, ICT officer 2, 10, ICT officer 3, 5. The board reported that 8 officers were recruited to replace the candidates who failed to take their appointments as advertised by the board on February 2023. The positions which were replaced include film officer 3, energy technician, tourism investment, energy technician 2, weights and measurements officer 2, Weights and Measurements Officer 3, Program Assistant, Records Management Officer 3, Assistant Agricultural Officer 3, Assistant Engineer 2, and Water and Sewerage Services. Another activity is renewal of contracts. During the period under review, the board renewed the contract of one staff serving as a consultant physician under the Department of Health. One of the activities is conversion of terms. In the period under review, the board converted the terms of service of 6 staff who were serving on contract terms to permanent and pensionable terms. Another activity is recruitment of chief officers. In the period under review, the committee noted that the board recommended 15 persons to the governor for nominations for the positions of chief officer for public service, chief officer for public works and transport, and chief officer for tourism and investment. Another activity is staff promotion. The committee noted that in the period under review, the board promoted 355 officers to various cadres across different department structures in 2 cohorts. Another one is secondments. During the period under review, secondment of 32 officers, out of which 30 officers were seconded to Bomet Municipality, 1 officer to Parliamentary Service Commission, and 1 officer to Kenya Institute of Supplies Management. Another activity is transfer of service. During the period under review, the board sanctioned 2 cases of transfer of service. 1 officer transferred to Nandi County, while another transferred to National Highways Authority. There were also disciplinary cases, and the list shows 5 people who were dismissed. 5 people were dismissed, and it explains the reasons for their dismissal. Another one shows the exit from the service. There are some people who exited from service, others due to end of contract, retirement, resignation, dismissal, transfer of service, secondment, and death. Another thing was complaints received. It shows the complaints received in the period, and activities which include capacity building, litigations, and dispute resolution. I think one of the important things maybe I should highlight is concluded court cases. The report shows the concluded court cases, which includes Nakuru Court of Appeal Civil Application Number E029 of 2024, on County Government of Bomet versus County Government Workers Union and Bomet County Public Service Board. That's among the concluded cases. Another concluded case is Nakuru Court of Appeal Civil Application Number E32 of 2024, Bomet County Public Service Board versus County Government of Bomet and Kenya County Government Workers Union. Pending court cases, Nakuru Court of Appeal Civil Appeal Number E084 of 2024, County Government of Bomet versus County Government Workers Union and Bomet County Public Service Board. There are a number of pending cases. I think you can check it on the report. Maybe just to remind you the recommendations of the committee, observations of the committee. Number 1 is on youth representation in employment. The County Public Service Board should include in its subsequent reports a detailed breakdown of all persons employed within the County Public Service, disaggregated by cadre, gender, and age. This will enable the Assembly to access the level of youth, gender, and age, and to access the level of representation and compliance with constitutional requirements on inclusivity, equality, and non-discrimination in public employment. Secondly, is on infrastructure and office accommodation. The county government of Bomet should prioritize and allocate adequate resources for the construction of an office block for the County Public Service Board. Establishing a permanent office facility will enhance the board's operational efficiency, record management, and service accessibility to the public. On submission of statutory reports, the County Public Service Board must ensure strict adherence to Section 59(1)(d) of the County Governments Act 2012 by submitting detailed quarterly reports to the County Assembly. These reports should outline the status of recruitment, promotions, disciplinary matters, capacity building initiatives, and other human resource functions undertaken during the quarter. On public sensitization and compliance monitoring, the County Public Service Board should conduct regular sensitization and outreach programs across all sub-counties and public offices in Bomet County. The board should also inspect and evaluate compliance with public service values and principles as envisaged under Section 59(4)(e) of the County Governments Act 2012 and submit findings to the County Assembly. On access to information and transparency, the County Public Service Board should take concrete steps to publish its reports, recruitment, data, and other key policy documents on its official websites and other public communication platforms. This will promote transparency, accountability, and public participation in line with Access to Information Act 2016 and Article 35 of the Constitution. On implementation and progress reporting, the County Public Service Board should implement all recommendations previously adopted by the committee and provide quarterly progress briefs outlining the extent of implementation. The board should also demonstrate the actions taken in its subsequent annual reports to promote accountability and continuity in governance reforms. On capacity building and resource allocation, the county treasury should ensure that the board is allocated an adequate training and development budget to support continuous professional development for staff and members of the board. The board should in turn develop and implement a comprehensive capacity building plan to strengthen institutional performance, service delivery, and compliance with evolving HR standards. On financial accountability and pending bills, the County Public Service Board should prioritize settlement of pending bills and outstanding commitment from previous financial years to promote fiscal discipline and compliance with the Public Finance Management Act 2012. The board should also institute internal controls to prevent the accumulation of new pending obligations. On implementation of previous committee recommendations, the County Public Service Board should fully implement all previous recommendations issued by the committee and provide quarterly progress briefs on the extent of implementation. The board should further demonstrate the actions taken in its subsequent annual reports to promote accountability and facilitate follow-up by the County Assembly. And lastly, on digitization and automation of HR processes, the County Public Service Board should fast-track the automation of its human resource management services, including recruitment, record-keeping, and performance appraisal processes. Digitization will enhance efficiency, transparency, and accuracy in decision-making across all HR functions. Mr. Speaker, those are some of the activities that were highlighted in the report, and I want to urge this Honorable House to adopt. Thank you.
Honorable Caroline.
Thank you so much, Honorable Speaker. I rise to support the report on the Public Board for the year ended 31st December 2024. Honorable Speaker, this report clearly shows progress in strengthening our county public service through fair recruitment, staff development, and improved service delivery. It is encouraging that efforts have been made to ensure transparency and equal opportunities for our people. Honorable Speaker, however, we must be honest, challenges remain, like court cases and standing bills. Some departments face staff shortages and delays in service delivery continue to affect public. These are issues we must urgently address. As leaders, Honorable Speaker, we expect the board to be firm on merit, fairness, and integrity, employment opportunities must be reflect equity and inclusivity across all wards. Honorable Speaker, a strong and efficient public service key to delivering on our promises to the people. I therefore urge this Honorable House to support the recommendations of this while pushing for better encouraging and accountability. With these remarks, I support. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable Josephat.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I also rise in support of the adoption of the report by the committee that has been read to us this afternoon. Mr. Speaker, I want to thank the committee for giving us this report. And aware that this board is very important and key player in this county government, Mr. Speaker, we wish to ensure that this board works in a very efficient manner and to ensure that most of those activities that are being done by the board be satisfactory to the electorates, to the people whom we represent, Mr. Speaker. And therefore, my attention is drawn to the place where this board operates, Mr. Speaker. I'm happy that members of the committee on budget are here, Mr. Speaker. And since we have a very new board, I wish to implore on them that we ensure that we have adequate budgetary allocation, Mr. Speaker, so that this board operates on a decent places, Mr. Speaker. The offices where they operate are really wanting, and we need to commit and ensure that they have a very conducive environment for operation. Mr. Speaker, we also urge the new board, even as we enter into a recruitment cycle, Mr. Speaker, to give more opportunities to our youth, Mr. Speaker. We have had past appointments, Mr. Speaker, and mostly it favors, I could say, the old people, Mr. Speaker. And we hope that the new recruitments that are due very soon, Mr. Speaker, will give opportunities to most of our youth who are so desperate for jobs, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I'm also very concerned that most of the cadres, Mr. Speaker, have been left for long, maybe due to litigation and other issues, Mr. Speaker. Departments like education, the instructors, the ECD, teachers, Mr. Speaker, those are very key areas and should even have been given priorities during in the coming recruitment cycle. And therefore, I call upon the relevant department, Mr. Speaker, to ensure that those areas are captured so that in the subsequent recruitments, those positions are captured. Lastly, Mr. Speaker, the board that is in place, Mr. Speaker, needs the support of this county assembly. I've had the mover of the motion highlight the activities that the board have done, and it is encouraging that there is good progress, and I'm sure that going forward we need to develop a framework where we constantly engage so that there are opportunities which are enough for our youth. Of course, they cannot be fully enough, Mr. Speaker, but where necessary, there has to be creation of such opportunities. And lastly, in the past, we've seen the advertisement cutting across all the departments, Mr. Speaker. It is my concern that it should be advertisement be done at department level, Mr. Speaker, or department by department, other than lumping all of them, so that when they are subjected to court cases, we go without having our people getting employed. So that is my appeal to the advertising authority, and we look forward to a more efficient public service board. We know we have a very competent board, and we need to give full support as a house. I thank you for the opportunity to speak.
Honorable
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Seemingly you've forgotten my name, but it is good that I'm already on the mic. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, for this opportunity to also support this report by the Committee on Public Service Board, the Committee on Labour about the Public Service Board. Mr. Speaker, while Honorable Fellow was going through the report, I realized that it was very important for the committee to come up with this report. It informs a lot about the kind of support that we need to give to this public service board. And more so, Mr. Speaker, they have really touched on so many areas, the challenges that this service board is going through, and also the achievement that they have been able to achieve in the last financial year. Mr. Speaker, I realize that even with the challenges that the Public Service Board has been through, some are their own. Some of the challenges are their own. One, Mr. Speaker, is the court cases that are currently running, or that they've just been concluded, because some of them, Mr. Speaker, are emanating from the decision that the board made. Mr. Speaker, I wish to challenge the board, and as the committee goes back to even supporting this public service board for this financial year, we wish to say that in the coming year, Mr. Speaker, the coming budget, we actually need to assist in really allocating some resources to them, because you realize that there are new members in that board, and also, as noted by the report, they need resources so that they are at least able to move around, even with their cars. You remember, Mr. Speaker, we donated some of our members from the county assembly, some experts, Mr. Speaker. We donated some experts to that public service board, and we really need to support so that they also perform and ensure that we employ our people. Mr. Speaker, just to concur with what Honorable JK said, that we have a lot of challenges in our vocational training centers, that you get to a VTC that do not have an instructor employed by the county government. I think with this new board, that thing will be a problem of the past, so that at least we have trainers in our VTC, even with the increasing enrollment through the empowerment that we did in terms of ensuring that they get the bursary for the VTC. The enrollment has been going up, and if we get the enrollment going up without tutors, Mr. Speaker, it will be a challenge, because we need those tutors to train our youths in those vocational training centers. That's one of the challenges that I want to ask the Public Service Board to do. Secondly is on the ECD teachers. We still need more teachers in our ECD centers, Mr. Speaker, and I think the board should take up that challenge and ensure that we employ more of the ECD teachers, and also even looking at their salaries, Mr. Speaker. I want to ask that as they even employ, they need to ensure that these teachers are paid what they deserve in the service that they offer to our children and to our youths. Mr. Speaker, without much ado, I want to support this report. Thank you very much.
Honorable Eric.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I want to take this opportunity, Honorable Speaker, to congratulate the committee led by our good friend, the pilot of the House, for coming up with a good report. Honorable Speaker, one thing that we all appreciate is the role of the Public Service Board in our county, And in our recruitment, one of the things that will go down in history, Honorable Speaker, is the fact that the report that we are discussing today is a report that has been given to this House by a board that has since left office. We have a new board. And of course, we always don't want to start with the bad stories about them having been the kind of people they were. But the fact that they were able to do some bit of work in the county that has seen some growth in human resource. Part of what we appreciate, Honorable Speaker, is the fact that they were able to do recruitment consistently despite the litigations that came once in a while. However, part of what is notable, Honorable Speaker, is the fact that they did not manage to, one, give a good report on how they were able to distribute employment equitably throughout the county, especially in terms of cadres. The employment in the county was skewed, especially for senior positions, to some areas in this county. And I think that was a part of the biggest undoing of the board that left. And of course, we would have loved as an assembly to have seen that distribution in terms of not only the wards that the employees who were hired to the county came from, but also in terms of the positions that the level of the cadre. Because from my own analysis, the board that left skewed a lot of employment to some certain parts of this county, and disenfranchised in this county of good distribution of employment, especially as per the positions and the cadres. Honorable Speaker, something that is also notable, Honorable Speaker, and that is in the health sector, in the medical department. This Public Service Board also made grievous mistakes by hiring staff who did not even finish 1 year before they applied for study leave. So we've hired very senior doctors in this county, but all of them are on study leave, Honorable Speaker. And I think that should be tamed going forward so that we do not lose opportunity of our citizens of this county getting proper medical care by just hiring people. They're on payroll and they are out there. Not to say that I'm averse to people studying, but we need to rein on them so that we have a certain minimum period that they need to work for the country before they're allowed to proceed on study leave. So that is part of what we as a county assembly needs to look into, and maybe the committee on public service needs to look into that and maybe do an inquest to that so that we are not losing opportunity for provision of critical services within the county, while people just are using our county as a placeholder and doing other things out there. And finally, Honorable Speaker, is the provision that this report ought to have been published in the County Gazette within 7 days of submission of the report. I know that is an area that even if we ask whether this has been published in the County Gazette, it's not been done. So I think maybe something else that maybe the committee needs to follow up and make sure that when there's a provision by law that this report ought to be published within the County Gazette, it needs to be done so that we are not just doing things haphazardly, but just understand that there's an importance and there's a reason why that provision was put therein. All to that, all my contribution just seeks to say, Honorable Speaker, I support the reports and thank the committee for doing their good work. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Okay. By reading from the mood, it seems most of the members have contributed contributed and none still have anything to contribute. In that case, therefore, I now want to put the question that pursuant to Standing Order 215A of the County Assembly Standing Orders and Section 59(5) of the County Government Act 2012, this County Assembly adopts the report of Committee on Labor and Public Service on the annual report of the County Public Service Board for the year ending 31st December 2024. And will as many as are of assembly opinion say aye?
Aye.
Will as many as are of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Clerk.
Adjournment.
This sitting is adjourned to tomorrow, 2nd April 2026 at 2:30 p.m.